This week on a new episode of And That's That on That.
Woo!
Hey, everyone.
Hello. We are back. 712 days. And if you are to do the math on that, that's about 2 years.
It is, yeah.
Hi, my name is Haley.
My name is Gavyn.
We reached a little thing called burnout.
I've reached that at least thrice. So I, Gavyn Bailey, pooped my pants.
I had an empty Stanley cup. I peed in it in my car. I was teaching Pilates.
Okay.
And I am no longer teaching Pilates.
I am unemployed. So Pluto and Sagittarius, Neptune, Uranus, and Aquarius.
It's
Uranus. I was taught Uranus. Is it not?
All those astrology girlies call it Uranus.
Uranus, whatever.
We can stick with Uranus.
We're 12 years old. This is a real hiatus.
Yeah, no, it's a sabbatical.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what is that? I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
These days.
In like college, they would take a semester off and they would call it a sabbatical.
Oh.
Woo!
Hey, everyone.
Hello. We are back. Season 3, baby.
Wow. It's been so long.
Do you know how long exactly it's been?
No.
712 days. And if you are to do the math on that, that's about 2 years.
It is. Yeah. No, that's crazy.
No, it's been 2 years.
Wow.
And our deepest apologies. We didn't think that when we took a hiatus, it would be 2 full years, but
no, I don't even think we meant to
happened.
take a hiatus at all.
No. No, and that's usually how hiatuses happen.
Right.
Hiatus
usually happen that way.
Yeah, it's usually unexpected, but
yeah, I mean, we had taken like a few week break, and I remember in our last episode we were like, we're back from our hiatus.
Yeah.
This is a real hiatus.
Yeah, no, it's a sabbatical.
Right. Mm-hmm. Wait, what is that? I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
These days.
I think you're on a sabbatical right now.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
A sabbatical, all I remember about that is when we would have teachers in like college, they would take a semester off and they would call it a sabbatical.
Oh.
So I fear we've taken 4 semesters off because that's 2 years.
That's crazy, actually.
Or actually 8. I'm not sure.
Well, either way, it's been a long 2 years. A lot has happened. I've missed doing this show, and I definitely want to do it again.
I know. Podcasts are lovely. I work in podcasting. Hi, I'm Haley. I work at...
Yeah, let's do a little introduction if you're new here.
Hi, my name is Haley. I am a 28-year-old girly living in Los Angeles, and I work for a podcast network, and then I also do this on the side for
now
funsies.
You do.
And now we do, and that's what this is.
Right. What did you do when you were not doing this podcast? Like you were still working that job, but what else were you doing?
I was teaching Pilates.
Okay.
And I am no longer teaching Pilates.
Right. Well, we can get into that as well.
Yeah.
At some point or not.
It just, wasn't a match, and I was so busy. I was too busy with my 9 to 5 and then doing that after. It was just too much. And we reached a little thing called burnout.
I've reached that at least thrice. These last 2 years.
No, and that's totally understandable. And I said, I'm going to need the summer off. Thank you so much. So I might in the fall go back teaching elsewhere, but that's a later problem. That's like a September problem.
For sure. We can revisit in a few months.
Yeah, we're going to revisit. But yeah, hi, we are a podcast of 2 best friends. And Gavyn, why don't you intro yourself for people who might not know us? Because we've been gone for 2 years.
We've been gone for so long, you probably forgot who we were, but we're back. And to introduce myself, my name is Gavyn. I am 26 now, which is
Hi,
scary.
Gavyn.
You were 26 when we released Carol's episode.
Oh my God. So our last episode we released, I was the age you are now.
That's really scary.
I'm really scared. I don't feel good
about that.
I don't feel good.
Yeah. So I'm 26 now. I moved from Los Angeles to Phoenix, Arizona.
You did.
Still processing why I did that, but I'm really enjoying being here so far. And there's a couple reasons, but we'll get to that in a little bit. I started out in my career in the music industry.
Right.
Started out as an artist, went into songwriting, have been on a very long hiatus from that, but
it's a sabbatical.
The thing about music though is I think it's like riding a bike, you know, that's what I've been told at least. I've not tried it out yet to like go back to see if I'm good at it still. But from what I've heard, if I really wanted to go back to it, I could, and it would be fine. Totally. So anyways, but now I am unemployed. So we are
unemployed.
Yeah. I mean, technically I'm on medical leave, so I'm still employed, but not really.
You're just not doing the actions of being an employed person.
Yeah. My full-time job is staying alive.
Totally.
And that is enough.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's huge. No, that's huge.
Deep.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We'll get to that.
We have been doing this podcast since 2021. We started it off an idea of really just wanting to get to know our favorite artists, creators, writers, etc., who work in the entertainment industry in some capacity.
And we did that. And Gav and I actually met, for, again, those of you who don't know us, we met, we both grew up in Orange County, at a singing, songwriting camp, situation, record label, whatever you want to call it, that we both went to when we were growing up. And we met when I was 15, you were 13.
That's crazy.
And it's been 11 years now.
Scary times.
11 or 12 years, yeah.
We're getting so old.
No, it's actually really scary.
But anyways, back to why we're doing this podcast. Again, we started it back in 2021. We've interviewed some incredible guests. Very lucky to have had all of them on our show. We have had people like Katie Gavyn from Muna, Elise Patton, who once went by Elise Guilfoyle. Who else have we had?
Maddie Grace Jepson.
Yes.
We had Will J on, a great singer and songwriter. We had Zachary Charles from Arizona.
Crazy.
Yeah, we had some of our favorite guests. Gav even made me a little like Christmas present that's a placard, if you will.
Yeah,
it's like a
little plaque.
A plaque, yeah, with like a shadow box of our logo and all of our
guests that we've had.
Yeah, like my personal most exciting and beloved guests that I had on the show, that we had on the show. And yeah, I think season 2 absolutely crushed. And then life happened.
Came the hiatus.
Along came the sabbatical.
But it's crazy because I feel like we were going nonstop. We
really were
recording like 2 interviews or more a week.
Yeah.
And like banking these interviews and getting as many people as we could on the show. We even had some people that we got on the show that we never got to record because we decided to take a break. It was a lot. I mean, if anyone's listening that does podcasting, you know that it is a full-time job within itself.
Yeah.
Even if you're doing weekly episodes, there's a lot that goes into it. And so now that I am unemployed, I have time. So I'm hoping that we can do this. And even though I live in Arizona now, you know, thank God for technology.
I know.
Because we can now do this remotely.
Shout out Riverside FM that we use to record our show.
They're great.
They are incredible. We also use it at my company that I work at too. All around great.
But needless to say, we missed doing the show, and I'm happy that we're bringing it back. I'm not done setting out to accomplish our goals. But yeah, happy to be back. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, friends. We're happy you're back. I know you've just been anxiously awaiting. These 712 days have probably been the worst days of your lives. I know. I missed us too. But now that you know who we are, what we do, Gav, should we kind of like chat about our year?
Yeah.
And kind of what's been going on?
Yeah, absolutely. We are now 6 months into 2024, if you can believe that.
If you can believe.
And a lot has happened. I mentioned I moved to Arizona. I moved a few months ago.
It's currently like 111 degrees outside
No, it's really...
at 7:51 p.m.
Yeah, I'm wearing a sweater. If you're watching us on whatever platform, I'm wearing a sweater and it's not cold, but I like to keep my apartment at like a brisk 68.
Yeah.
So that I can, snuggle up.
Cozy.
Yeah. And like not just be dripping sweat. And thank God I have an AC. And I realize that is a privilege.
It's a privilege, but it's
so
a necessity
I want to
here.
acknowledge that.
Thank you for doing that.
But yeah, I do be running it quite a bit. But I would love to touch on just what has been happening in 2024 for you and me.
Mm-hmm. Gavyn has a bit of a health update for us, for those of you who follow him on social media or myself and have seen us kind of post about what's going on with your health. Want to give you a little platform to give everyone a little update.
For sure. Thank you. A lot has been going on since like mid 2023, I would say, if not longer. I feel like there were episodes on the pod that we talked about me being in the hospital at least once.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so we'll start from the top.
From the beginning.
If you don't know anything about my health issues, I had a kidney transplant when I was just a wee lad, and it has not been doing very well these last 6 months to a year. Mm-hmm. And a big reason why I moved to Phoenix is because of a hospital here that is very good with kidney transplant specifically, and I really wanted to be closer to that hospital. I also just was looking to get out of LA. A lot of other reasons. LA's great, but it just was starting to drain me a bit, and with a bunch of health issues going on, it just was not the most relaxing place to be.
Totally. He left me high and dry in LA for a higher and drier place in Arizona.
I did.
Yeah.
But
gotta do what you gotta do.
Bygones be bygones.
Call it a spade, baby.
But yeah, so I'm doing okay today at least, but I've been hospitalized probably 6 or 7 times in the last 3 months, 4 months. And basically my kidney is failing and I will need another transplant. Hopefully, but not hopefully, but I'd like to just get it over with.
Yeah.
Because we've been dragging this along for some time now.
For some time.
So that will happen within the next few months. My mom so graciously made a GoFundMe, and it has done very well. And I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone who has donated.
Yes.
It has made my unemployed life much, much easier and not as stressful, because I don't know what I would be doing right now when unemployment checks are like the cost of groceries once per week.
Literally. No.
Yeah.
Super helpful. And I know that we're going to get you a kidney very soon.
Very soon.
Manifesting that into the universe.
Yep. And then I just had my gallbladder taken out because having a failing kidney was not enough. The universe wanted to put a little cherry on top and say, how's this? And
you just have to laugh sometimes.
You have to laugh and just roll with the punches. But,
and I said, say less, I'm getting on a plane. We will spend the week together because your lovely boyfriend, Tony, is out of town.
Yeah, he said, okay, bye.
Yeah, he said, bye, gallbladder, bye,
Gav. I cannot take another day.
He said, I need a break. Love you, bye. And I
honestly,
said,
fair,
on my way.
So fair of him. He deserves a break. He's been the one taking me to the hospital and sitting with me for days on end. So huge shout out to him.
He's actually very much doing something. He's like working at a camp.
Yeah. Okay. He's working. So
he didn't actually escape.
Just leaving, and I know he wanted to stay, but I was like, no.
Yeah.
We're going.
So Haley to the rescue.
Haley came to the rescue, and here we are. And we're like, why don't we just start up the pod now?
Exactly. So what else are we doing? We're not going outside in this heat.
No.
There
will be no outside time. Except for like, you could go out at like 7 or 8 in the morning and it's beautiful out, but
I did that.
9
I did that
PM,
today.
it's already 100 degrees.
No, when I walked across the street to get coffee today, I was like, that's my outside for
Did you
the
walk
day.
across the street?
I did.
Nice.
I did. I love that little coffee shop over here.
There are some really cute coffee shops in this area, and honestly, love it. It sucks because my energy is getting like less and less, so I'm not able to walk around my little community as much, but that's okay. I'll get there.
You know what? It's better to be inside right now anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And for anyone who's saying, why did you move to Phoenix? It's so hot there. It's only hot about 3 or 4 months out of the year, and the rest of the year is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The cats are on the loose today.
Anyways.
So
that's the health update. Appreciate everyone reaching out to me and donating and all of that. And yeah.
Yay. Well, that's the health update, everyone. We're thriving over here.
Totally.
Just recovering from a little gallbladder ectomy, whatever the hell it's called.
I don't even know what it's called. Gallbladder removal surgery.
But there has been a lot more that's happened in 2024. And as we said, you've got to laugh. You've got to laugh sometimes. And so we decided we've got a couple stories that have happened in our 2024 that will make you giggle.
I think I want to hear the most embarrassing story from you because I might have one that could compete.
Okay.
With an embarrassing story.
Okay.
So let's try it.
Okay, touche. All right. Well, in 2024, there was a day where I was still teaching at this time and I had drank a lot of water, okay, when I was teaching. And I got in the car and I was driving and got stuck in a lot of traffic on my way to West Hollywood, okay? And I said, oh my God, I have to pee so bad. And my only option was my empty Stanley cup that I had in my car. But I said, that's last resort. We're going to try coffee shops. I walked and I was in so much pain with how bad I had to pee. I was walking to one coffee shop, closed. The other one, under construction. The other one wasn't open yet either. And so I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. And so what did I do?
You sent me a voice memo.
I sent you a voice memo. And do you still have it?
What if I have it pulled up right now?
Shut the fuck up. Really?
Let's take a listen.
Oh, I'm so scared to listen to this.
Let's take a listen to this voice memo. And this will tell everything you need to know about the Stanley Cup urinal.
Hello, good morning. I just have to tell you what just happened. I don't believe this just happened. Anyway, I was driving and I was stuck in traffic and I suddenly had to pee so fucking bad. Like, I never had to pee this bad in my life, and I didn't know what to do. I went to 2 different coffee shops and they didn't have bathrooms. And so I had an empty Stanley Cup in my car, 32 ounce one, empty. I peed in it in my car and I filled the entire thing up.
No!
I just needed to tell someone that because I don't know. I don't know about what was that, guys. So yeah.
But the funny part is like that. Like there was no shock in my body.
No.
Like you sent me that not that late in the day. I think I was still like getting out of bed.
Yeah,
and
I think it was like 11 a.m.
My boyfriend was with me, and I was like, "Oh no!" Haley sent me a long voice text.
Yeah, that's when you know
what's the tea. And lo and behold,
I outed myself for peeing in my Stanley Cup.
And that was like when maybe not when we first met, but like we were still kind of new, and he was like still more so getting to know my friends. And that was
a warm welcome from me.
Yeah, one of the first
sorry, Tony.
things. One of the first
impression.
First impression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, guys. That happened to me in 2024. And that was maybe a low moment, but we can laugh about it.
But do you know what? Don't feel bad because I had something similar happen to me, but on the other end.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And one might argue that is worse.
Yeah.
Like, I would much rather pee myself, pee my pantaloons,
right,
than have it come out of the other way, or even like out my mouth.
That's fair.
I've had a couple of those situations. Like throwing up in public is probably my biggest fear for some reason.
I've witnessed one of your projectile
at least
vomit situations.
one or two for sure.
That was crazy.
And so, yeah, I don't remember when this was, but it was not that long ago. And Haley and I were at a party in LA, and this was before I moved to Phoenix. And so this may have been one of the reasons why I had to leave LA.
You could never go back.
Basically, I had like one White Claw. I was not drunk whatsoever, but I was having some tummy troubles that day. But nothing had come out. It was just like, just gurgles, little gurgling happening. And I was like,
bubble guts.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So anyways, so we're at this party, and then I was supposed to go on a date.
You were going on a date.
Me and Tony met.
Yep.
Anyways, so I was supposed to go on a date. And basically, I went to the bathroom. We were saying our goodbyes. Everyone went to the bathroom, and a pee that I was standing up doing ended up turning into a poop. And
you could not trust a fart that day.
No, but the worst part was, like, normally I sit when I pee just because, like, I don't know. It's like a break for me. I like to just like make sure I'm getting it all out.
Okay.
And I think there's nothing wrong with that.
You do you, boo.
And so this day, for some reason, I was feeling brave, and I was like, I'm not gonna sit today.
Bad day to not sit.
Big mistake. Because I had things coming out both ways, and it got all over the floor, and I had to clean it up in a panic, and there was like not that much toilet paper left, and I was freaking out. I was in there for like 25 minutes, and Haley texted me and was like, hello?
I was like, you good in there, buddy? It's like, did you leave?
I left my body.
Your soul left your body.
But that is, yeah. So that was that. I don't think anyone found out though, because I did a great job at cleaning and like flushing it down the toilet.
Do you remember what you did with your underwear?
Yes, I did take my underwear off. I put it in my hands, and
then you threw it.
I threw it out.
You threw it into the woods,
and I apologize for that.
And then we went back to my house and you put them in a trash bag.
No, I ended up throwing away those pants.
Oh, as you should.
Yeah, I put my pants in a trash bag, and I drove home so humbled in my underwear, my clean underwear that I just so happened to have a pair of clean underwear in the car. Why? I could not tell you.
Because God said, I'm going to give him this one.
He at least gave me that. And so, yeah. So I, Gavyn Bailey, pooped my pants. And that's okay.
And that's huge to admit. So. Sometimes we poop our pants at the like ripe age of 25. 24 maybe?
I was 25 still.
25.
Yeah. Scary.
Really scary. What did we learn?
I've learned that I will never stand up and pee again. Yeah.
I've learned to pee before you drive long distances.
We've learned so much.
We've learned so much. We've grown so much. And we both need to be better about our bathroom habits.
I'm really proud of us.
Me too. So those are a couple lows we had this year, I would say. Lows you can laugh about.
There's been some lows, definitely.
There's been some lows, and there's been some embarrassing moments. But I do think that I have peaked this year.
Okay.
I do think I've peaked. I have become a FBI investigator at this point.
Oh.
Now, if we're being real, I'm a single girly out here in these streets, okay? And when you are a single girly these days, you have to stay vigilant.
You really do.
You really do. You have to stay vigilant. And my version of being vigilant is joining the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I am self-employed, actually. This is more of a charity volunteer thing
More
that
like
I do.
PI.
Yeah,
Private investigator.
Yes, this is literally my, this is my plight, okay? Like, this is my plea telling all private investigators to hire 20-something-year-old single girls, because we can get to the bottom of literally anything, and no one will.
And I do believe that.
And nobody will ever find out, okay? We are sleuths. We are sneaky. And because these men, they be really sneaky. They be really sneaky, and they do be really shady. The bad ones. There are good men out there, okay? I'm not talking about the good men. I'm talking about the shady, not so good men.
Okay, so what does your new employment entail?
Okay, so basically, my first job, right? My first job was about...
Your first case.
My first case, exactly. Yeah. So my first case was one that involved myself, okay?
See, conflict of interest. I'm surprised they let you work it.
No, I know. Well, it's volunteer, so I can pick my cases.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So basically, here's what happened, and here is why I think that 20-year-olds, women, whoever, single people, should be private investigators. Okay, so there was this man. Let's call him Brad, okay? Let's call him Brad. Me and Brad have a little history, okay? We met about a year ago, okay? We matched on the lovely dating app called Hinge, okay? Mm-hmm. We matched on Hinge. We were talking for a little bit, and then turns out he got hired at the same company one of my best friends works at. And so let's call her Cassie, okay? Cassie vetted him for me and was like, he's cool. You should go out with him. And I said, okay. He asked me on a date. We went on a date, all right? Went on a couple dates. They went so well that we hung out for like days at a time. I met his friends, the whole thing. He went on a trip. I went on a trip. We were talking the whole time, staying in touch, whatever. One day we go to a bar. I run into him. He high fives me as if he doesn't know who I am. And I said, that's so weird. We've been talking and hanging out. Anyways, doesn't matter. I cut it off then and there. Okay. Fast forward to about 3 months ago, Cassie was leaving. She was moving back home. And so we had a little going away celebration for Cassie, okay? Mm-hmm. Remember, Cassie works with Brad. So Brad came and she was like, you know what? He doesn't have to come if it's weird, whatever. And I was like, girl, that was literally 7 months ago. It's totally fine. He can come. Okay, so the night goes great, whatever. We're the last two left at said party. Okay. We get to talking about how it went down, how we ended, all these things. And he pulled the classic, I was a mess back then. You didn't want me back then, blah, 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 the whole thing. And he was like, you know what? Let's hang out again, whatever. Went on a couple more dates. Okay. Was super fun. And then basically he was he dipped out and he was like, I'm really sorry. I'm emotionally unavailable at the moment.
I mean, at least you can admit it though.
However, here's something I've learned. If a straight man knows the term emotionally unavailable, he's used that excuse before and he's aware of it. And that's therapy talk. And I know for damn sure this man is not in therapy.
Okay.
But I mean, if he is, pop off. But however, that's not the point of the story. So anyways, he tells me, I'm emotionally unavailable. Mind you, this was after we hung out again. Okay.
Sure.
And he was like, I'm really sorry. I should have been honest with you. I should have told you, but I'm really sorry. I'm emotionally unavailable. I said, you know what? I'm aware. And you're eventually going to move back home, back east. And so I knew it wasn't anything serious. I knew that was the deal. Okay. So that's on a Friday. And 5 days later, okay, I'm just perusing Instagram and I come across Brad posted a story and I say, oh, what's he up to? I click it. Okay, the scene is Runyon Canyon and he's he's panning along the skyline. You can see the Hollywood sign, blah, blah, blah. Immediate red flag goes off in my head.
So glamorous.
If you are a LA local and you've lived here for a few years, you do not go to Runyon Canyon unless you have like someone visiting or someone that wants to see the Hollywood sign, like someone from out of town. And it's like a tourist destination, okay? If you're hiking and you're a local, you're going to Malibu or something. Like you're not going to Runyon. It's a tourist destination. So I was like, okay, weird. At the very tail end of that video, in the lower right-hand corner, you can see the top of the head of the person that's next to him, okay? He's a very tall man, so you can only see the tip top of the head of the person next to him, okay? And when I look a little closer, it's a blonde, okay? And I said, I've never met any of your girlfriends that are a blonde, but okay. And this isn't any blonde, okay? This is a chunky to the root highlight. Like I looked and I was like, that is not a California blonde. I've been a California blonde my entire life. Since 7th grade, I've been getting highlights, okay? This was chunky to the root. Like you can see where the foil starts and ends. There was no root shadow. The root shadow was not in the room with us. And I don't know one California stylist that would let their girly walk out of the salon without a root shadow, okay? So I said, this girl's not from here. She's not from here. There's no way. And you piece that together with the Runyon Canyon situation, tourist, out of town. A girly is visiting him, a blonde girly, okay? So I said, I'm set. I am set. I got my popcorn out for this story to unfold. And I said, have I been done so dirty by this man that says, after a year of knowing me, a year of hanging out, whatever, that he's emotionally unavailable for me. But 5 days later, we've got a girly on our hands, okay? So I said, if this is what I think it is, I'm getting to the bottom of this. I'm getting to the bottom of this. So what do? I said, all right, it's Friday night. You know, I'm about to meet up with some of my girlfriends, but I got some time. And I go to who he's following. And mind you, I am not that girly that's like, fuck around, find out. I don't want to know. I usually am ignorance is bliss girly. I don't really want to go digging for shit that's going to hurt my feelings. But this one was fresh. And this one was, I needed to find out if I had been done as dirty as I thought I was. So I went to who he's following. All right, we're looking for a blonde. And I'm going through first blonde, married, second blonde. She's got a picture with her boyfriend as her profile picture. Third blonde. She's got a picture of her and a guy at a wedding saying happy 3 years, whatever. And I'm like dead end after dead end. At this point, I'm looking for like dirty blondes or like brunettes that maybe got highlights and dead end after dead end after dead end. And I said, there's no fucking way I'm going to find this girl. Lo and behold, I am scrolling to the very bottom. The Instagram algorithms did us dirty. They are no longer in order of like following. It's all scrambled. So I found at the very bottom, I see a profile picture of a girly. She's blonde. We found our girly. It looked like it was edited on Tezza, a little too edited. I've been there, baby. I get it. But I said, that's our girl. And luckily the gods were on my side because she is not private. She does not have a private profile. And what does she have posted? A story. And so what do? I mosey on over and I click the story. What's the first thing I see? A picture from a plane seat with the skyline of Los Angeles, geotagged Los Angeles, California. Miss Girl flew in last night. Okay. And I said, it might be a coincidence. Okay. You never know. She's got another story posted. And I click to the next story. What is it? Runyon Canyon. Runyon fucking Canyon with the Hollywood sign from the same goddamn angle. No tags, no nothing. So this is like under wraps. Okay. So I say, I got an investigation on my hands. Okay. So I click her page. Turns out right in the bio, she's from his hometown. And I said, okay. I'm telling everyone that will listen at this point. Like I'm calling like Riley, I'm calling my girlfriends and I'm like, listen to this. I'm voice memoing my hairdresser and I'm like, you do your job so well that I found out a man was lying to me. Okay. And so I, was talking to my friend and she was like, well, what if it's like a friend from out of town, like a family friend since they're from the same place? And I said, there would be tags, there would be reposts. If it's not a secret, you would be tagging. And if all your mutual friends know that you're like visiting him out here, whatever, you would be tagging. Okay. And so I said, that's got to be off the table. The next, I'm sat, right? Okay. But this is where, thank God my friend told me about this. There's a website where you can anonymously watch people's Instagram stories if they're not private. Okay. Thank you, Jesus. Neither of them are. And so I mosey on over to anonstories.com. Ladies, this will be your best friend because guess what? In the stories, even if they like shadow tag someone and put it off to the side, they list it on that website who's tagged, okay? The more you know. And so I'm on this and I'm refreshing, okay? I'm refreshing this hourly. All right. I'm ready for it. And the next story that Brad posts is at a concert. Okay. It's at a concert, very boy story with just a pan of the band. And I say, well, that gives me nothing. So I'm mosey on over to Miss Girl's profile. What does she have? A picture outside of the Wiltern. I know exactly what show they were at. I know exactly where they were. And she's got the same video posted from the same angle. And I said, oh, I have a cinema on my hand to watch this weekend. And so the plot thickens. Okay. I see the next day. There's another story posted by Miss Girl and it's a selfie. First of all, stunning. She's gorgeous. She could walk the Victoria's Secret fashion show tomorrow. And I'm like, honestly, claps for Brad that he could pull that. Like, that's huge for him. I'm super impressed. And so I see the selfie she took, okay? What do I see in the background? The bed I was in 5 days ago. I know that kitchen like the back of my hand. I've been there so many times. I said, wow. All right. I am an FBI agent and I found out everything about this situation just by seeing the tip top of a highlighted blonde head. I found out everything.
I am like speechless at the amount of effort.
I had to get to the bottom of it. I said, was I really done this dirty?
I want to know like how many hours you put into that investigation.
Well, I did have some help from some friends. I did not know about this, a non-stories situation, but that was very helpful. Okay. Because you can't be, also, if you accidentally view from your like personal account, like I don't have any other account, so I just was viewing from my personal account, not about to hop on our podcast Instagram. Right. So, if you accidentally like view it and you're like, shit, I don't want them to see, you just block and your name will be removed from the story.
Oh, okay. Yes. That's great news.
So that, shout out Jess. Jess told me that. I didn't know that either. And then
this is big.
This is huge. This is huge for any of the girlies with a gut feeling that something's going on. Okay. And so then the final cherry on top of this story. Okay. Miss Girl posts a recap from the weekend, okay? And I said, I'm sat, I got my popcorn. Will I finally see a tag? Will there be a tag situation, okay? What I found was worse than a tag. Uh-oh. It was worse than a tag. It was a little carousel, if you will, okay? And each photo, no tags, no nothing. I run to the comments, okay? Running to the comments. And it's all of Brad's friends commenting, when are you moving here? Oh my God, we miss you already. Like, next move, LA. And I'm like, huh, that's funny. That's really funny. Oh, so, okay, ladies, this is a lesson in how to be an FBI agent. And you can do it too with all the resources that I have listed. But just so you know, if anybody needs an FBI investigator on their hands, you can come to me. All I need is the top of their head.
100%.
Apparently.
I have nothing to top that, but that is quite the high.
So now that I've been done dirty, everyone's like, did you reach out to him? Did you do it? Absolutely fucking not. I would never. First of all, as far as he knows, I know nothing. As far as Brad knows
now.
good. Brad, Love ya.
He does know now.
I sure hope he does.
He's probably shaking in his boots.
That's dating in LA. Don't do it.
Yeah, I will say
Don't do it.
Just so happy I don't have to deal with that anymore. And I pray for you on a daily basis.
You know, you're one of many that do pray for me on a daily basis.
And one day you will not have to go through that again.
So true. I think this is my final form. Like, I think that was my final moment where I was like, yeah, we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
We're not doing this anymore. And
well, because it's one thing to like assume.
Yeah.
But then to actually get like the hard evidence.
Cold, hard. It was like, I'm telling it as if I was like such a bad bitch and didn't care and was like not like, didn't give a fuck and was just like entertained by it. That shit hurt. That shit fucking hurt. Okay. That was not fun to witness. It was not fun to go through. But it gave me all the answers I need, and he's a very different person than I thought he was. And what the most infuriating part was when I was at his house 5 days before that, I'm hanging out with all his roommates, right? His roommates know me. I've met them like many a times, and they all know that 5 days later, Miss Girl is coming to stay in that same bed that I was in. I might as well have been walking around with clown nose on at that point. And I said, oh my God, I feel bamboozled. But I said, if anything, Miss Girl should feel bamboozled. And I really hope she doesn't. I hope that he treats her right. But I don't.
Well,
I don't know. I wish them all the best.
Yeah.
Whoever they are.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. Brad and Cassie.
Brad. No, Cassie's my friend. Cassie has my back.
Right.
Miss Girl.
Miss Girl. We don't know her name.
Miss Girl. I do, but I'm not going to disclose it.
For sure.
She's going to stay with Miss Girl. But anyways, ladies, stay vigilant out on these streets. And if you need an FBI investigator, I'm your girl. Hit me up. I got you.
That was great.
So that was my story. That's where my life is at. But
that's crazy.
You know, sometimes you got to do it.
You do. And I salute you for all of that effort. And it seems that it paid off.
It did. It closed a chapter for me. And now we're moving into an era without emotionally unavailable men.
Incredible.
You're sitting there like, thank God.
No, that's nuts. I mean, it's tough out here.
Yeah.
And
it's hard to know people's true intentions, but I had to go the distance to figure it out.
I mean, I think dating in LA is just hard enough. And that is why I did not end up with someone that I met in LA. I
don't think I'm going to either.
Yeah.
I really don't. Mark my words.
Not to say it's impossible,
right?
But like, and I have dated in LA. I've been in a relationship with someone, but they were not from LA.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's still possible. But I think like, I mean, that is a crazy adventure
I went on. I don't wish it upon anyone, but I'm an FBI investigator. I work for the Federal Bureau of Intelligence.
Of Investigation.
Yeah. Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's the CIA. The CIA is the intelligence agency or something.
Like that.
Federal. Oh, you're so right.
Bureau of Investigation.
Oh no, we got to change that in the beginning.
No,
They're gonna fire me.
That's okay. You are on thin ice with your job at the FBI.
I'm going into witness protection after this.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, I feel like this was a jam-packed episode.
It really was.
I feel that you got to know a little bit about what has gone on in the last 2 years. Besides me fighting for my life on a daily basis, I feel like not much has changed over here. I'm in a very happy relationship. Things are just like very chill.
We love that for you.
Like that was not the case for many years. So I am just relishing in that stability because that is not something I know too well.
Get you a Taurus man.
For real.
They are the best. Well,
so that one is. Yeah. Speaking of a Taurus man, I do have Taurus in my chart. I don't know where. I think it's my Venus and Mercury.
Wait,
are
I
in Taurus.
love that because if Venus is the planet of love and that's how we love and receive love. So that makes sense that you're with a Taurus man.
I think about it that way.
Oh, that's cute.
I posted, you did as well,
Yes.
but there is this trend going on TikTok where it was like, can the astrology girlies tell me what my chart means?
Yeah.
You posted one, I posted one, and I got some pretty funny comments.
Yeah.
And we can read what they say. So
Yes.
basically, my rising is in Scorpio, Pluto in Sagittarius, Neptune, Uranus, and Aquarius.
It's
Uranus. I was taught Uranus. Is it not?
All this astrology girlies call it Uranus.
Uranus, whatever.
We can stick with Uranus.
We're 12 years old. Jupiter in Pisces, Saturn in Aries, Venus, Mercury in Taurus, as mentioned, Mars, Sun in Gemini, and my moon is in Leo. So we got a lot.
There's a lot going on.
So I posted this and I said, show me to me, please. Show it to me, Rachel.
Show it to me, Rachel.
Let's start with a very nice comment.
Okay.
So the nice one, she says, your capability to love deeply and unconditionally is a gift most lack.
Wow.
You have so much to offer this world, but most of all, offer yourself.
Period.
You are your own soulmate. To be loved by you is life-changing.
That is so kind.
That's so sweet.
Oh my God, the astrology girlies.
And then the there was one that
was like,
maybe
of
was
course you want me
deleted.
to.
I didn't delete it, but
She deleted it. She said that was mean.
basically it was you're a fucking psychopath type of thing.
Yeah.
And then my friend Emma commented and was like, you get all that from a Saturn placement.
They were like, yeah, they basically said that. But then there was another one that said, of course you're a Leo moon. You want us to tell us about yourself.
Yes. And then you're in your Leo moon, you need too much attention, but you have Venus, Taurus, so very romantic.
Mm-hmm.
Just work on that. Don't expect attention from others for you to feel loved. A little
That's like very
barrier
kind.
there, but someone said you probably think this song is about you.
I love that.
And that might
Someone
be
sees
real.
Leo and they say, it's all about you, girl.
So tell me about yours.
So my chart, I am extremely water heavy. So I'm like water sign through and through. I am a Pisces rising and Saturn. I'm a Scorpio sun, moon, Venus, and Pluto. I'm a Libra, Mercury, Sagittarius, Mars, and Jupiter, Capricorn, Neptune, and Uranus, whatever that is. And so I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart, which is very passionate and intense and emotional. We know this. My favorite comment was, what's it like knowing everything about everyone? And I said,
True.
Does that not just go hand in hand with the story that I just told? It's overwhelming. Lauren is her name. Lauren, it's overwhelming knowing everything about everyone, but that's why I work for the Federal Bureau of Investigation. This one was so cute. I almost cried. She'll be the girl on your team, the seed to your dreams, casually kind, and if betrayed, she is mean. But you'll never.
Haiku.
I know. I'm like, wait, is this like a copy and pasted poem that this girl's gaslighting me about? If betrayed, she is mean, but you'll never forget the flow she creates to show how she cares.
Wow.
And I said, stop, I'll cry.
Okay, poem.
And then
Haiku.
she said, oh girl, that's a lot of Scorpio, but as a fellow Libra Mercury, we have a way with words. And I do agree with that. Finally, Miss Girl said, if you're mad, you bolt. Better not to deal with it. And that couldn't be more true. I bolt, I leave, I forget your name, I'm done. You will be red receipts blocked.
Right.
That is how I handle someone, anger. I don't like to yell and scream and give energy. I just will step away.
Love it.
And then the last one, your chart is quite diverse. It's mixed with a little bit of this and a ton of that. If I was a magician, which I am, I would highly recommend you see a doctor immediately.
Oh.
Okay.
Away with words.
Oh, wow. I would highly recommend you see a doctor immediately. Girl, I see many doctors, okay?
Many doctors on a daily basis.
I'm an autoimmune girly. I see too many doctors, okay? But thank you so much. Bassie is her name, his name. No profile picture.
Okay.
Embarrassing. Okay. Anyways.
Well, I think that just does it.
I think that about does it. You know too much about us now after this episode.
We gotta keep some for the next episodes.
No, for real. For real. Let us know who you want to see on the show.
Yeah.
Because we would love to have some more guests.
Take a look at who we have had on the show because the possibilities are endless and we will get whoever you want.
We've done it before. We'll do it again.
We will do it again. But thank you for listening. If you're new here, thanks for coming by, and it was nice to meet you. We will be doing more episodes as soon as we figure out
a cadence.
Right. And also as soon as I get my life a little more stable.
Totally.
Health-wise. I'm unstable otherwise, but that will never change.
Me too. I'll just be waiting here unstable until you're ready.
Perfect.
Yep.
But that's our show. Thanks for listening.
That's our show. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye.